Hi everyone and welcome to Konvenient Conversations, the podcast where we give you the insight and we uncover the stories behind South Africa's most inspiring entrepreneurs. I'm your host Lunathi Fudu, and today I'm so excited to welcome a lady who is making it big, doing great things, and she is very creative and very big on being purposeful. All right, and we have joining us Charity Mbofana, who is the founder of Cheny Media, a creative agency helping businesses and brands amplify their voice, visual identity, and grow through authentic marketing, design, and storytelling. Charity is also a powerhouse, and she is behind Classy Boss Ladies, which is dedicated to empowering women in business and leadership. She's a strategist, a community builder, and a true champion for purposeful branding. So whether you are rebranding your hustle or just want to learn a little bit more, grab your notebook, your coffee, or even your kombucha, and let's get right into it. Could you tell us a little bit about your background, your dreams and aspirations as a young girl?
Okay, that's a really exciting question. So, funny enough, ever since I was in high school, I wanted to be a genetic engineer.
Okay.
Like, I was so set on it. I think it started, I was probably Form 2, which is, I think you're grade 9. And and I had my science teacher. He was very inspiring, and he always used to talk about a lot of things, a lot of different careers. And then I picked genetic engineering, and I stuck on it, and I was set to become one. And a lot of times you'll find that your calling will find you.
Right.
So you can decide, I'm going to be this, I'm going to study this, and then you end up in a different space. So I actually went on to study biotechnology because that was the closest to genetic engineering.
Right.
With the plan that later on I would do a master's in genetic engineering. But look at me now. Today we're talking about branding and marketing
yes. So that's my next question is then, how did you discover branding and marketing?
That's a very long story. How many minutes do you have for this episode?
Give us the synopsis.
Okay, I'll give you a summary. So, like I said, I studied biotechnology, and then the plan was then to do a master's in genetic engineering.
Right.
So, during that time after you graduate and you're waiting to go to your master's and do the next step, I was approached to assist setting up an edutech company, and it's because the founders were based outside. One was in the US and the other two were in Belgium, so they needed someone on the ground. And I offered to help, and I'm like, you know what, I have a laptop, I have Wi-Fi, I'm happy to help because I have the time. And I think after about 2 or 3 weeks, I was offered employment. And you tell yourself, let's do this. I'm just going to do this for, a few months, a little bit. So it was meant to be temporary. And I'm like, after this, I'm going to find my next step. And guess what? I actually started enjoying what I was doing. So it was a lot of operations, but it also included marketing and sales because this was a new brand that was being set up, and we needed to approach schools and different communities. So I found excitement in doing that, and that made me interested in actually learning about marketing. And I enrolled myself for a diploma in strategic marketing. That degree was hanging somewhere, and I was like, okay, fine, let's try this out. So I studied strategic marketing with the Charity Institute of Marketing with a focus on digital strategy. Okay. And I love that. And that's how Cheny Media was born, I guess, because I fell in love with it, and I also started to learn different aspects of marketing, like your branding, your graphic design, and I started Cheny Media as a side gig.
I see. And then to go back a little bit, you wanted to do genetics, right?
Yes.
And you did biochemistry.
Biotechnology.
Was there pressure at home to study that?
Not really. Maybe if I put it, you know how a lot of times when you perform well in school, I'm avoiding calling myself, a high performer. But when you do well and you always get good grades, growing growing up, sometimes you're kind of channeled through sciences because I'm not sure which, I don't want to offend you, but like if you're a millennial like me, sciences was the thing. You kind of get channeled through that, sciences pay well, the intelligent kids do sciences. So I can't really say I was pressured, but it almost looks like there's a path, like the path is almost here. So I did sciences. I actually enjoyed it. I enjoyed being in the lab and all of that. So even when I was studying for my biotechnology, I enjoyed the projects I was doing and, nursing my petri dishes in the lab.
You could always make your own products.
I guess I could have been doing that.
And market those.
Or maybe I could have been involved in trying to find, a cure for coronavirus.
Hey, who knows? So, sorry, you started Cheny Media during that time as a side gig.
As a side gig,
right?
Yes.
While working for a different
while working full time.
All right, and so what were the challenges when you started Cheny Media?
Where do I start? I'm going to say this first.
Yeah.
Having your own business, I know it, a lot of times people make it look glamorous and, sound very easy and, but if you're not committed, I do not recommend it.
You end up working more than the actual company.
That's actually true. So if you're thinking, I'm going to leave my job, my 9 to 5, so that I can work less hours in my own, but no, you're going to work the whole day. Like it's either you're sleeping or you're working. So, but anyway, just to answer your question, in terms of the challenges, I think when you are still starting, it's, especially maybe in the space I'm in, but I think it also applies to all the different sectors, it's very hard for people to trust someone new.
True, yes.
Business is built on trust and credibility, and now imagine when you're still starting and you have a lot to prove, if that makes sense. There is a lot of work that you need to do for people to get to the point where they can be like, okay, now I can actually trust you with my brand. So I think that was one of the main challenges, trying to show that, I'm creative and I'm excited, I'm passionate, I can do this. And it also makes sense as well, because now that I look back, sometimes I come across some of the projects I did way back or some of the designs and I'm like, no.
Was this me?
No. So it's things like that. It makes sense, but building credibility and being trusted by people is probably one of the biggest challenges for a lot of small businesses. But if you just keep pushing and you consistently show up and you show people that you are actually here to give them value, it makes it easier for you to, grow from the point where you're starting.
And the overcoming. So now you've had to prove yourself, you've gone through this journey. What was the turning point where you're like, okay, I'm confident, I know what I'm doing, even though yes, building a portfolio for yourself is just as important because people need to know what you've done in order to trust you, as you said. So what was that tipping point or overcoming?
If I'm being honest, I don't think I had a tipping point. I think you just get better with time. When you consistently show up, you just get better and more confident. And I like there's this lady I listen to. Her name is Leila Omozi. So she's got a podcast. She talks about business, like building a business.
Okay.
And I think it's called Build with Leila, actually. So she's always talking about how confidence in what you do, or just confidence in general, but especially confidence in business. It doesn't come from affirming yourself. I can do this. I am strong. I'm intelligent. It comes from reps. The more you do something, the better you get at it, and the more confident you are. So to be honest, I don't think there was an actual tipping point. You just get better because you've done it a couple of times. Like
and you're learning from mistakes.
Exactly.
Getting feedback from people.
That's true. So the more you do something, the more you repeat something, the better you get and the more confident you get. And
Okay, well that's good to know. Tell us a little bit about Classy Boss Ladies. You created this space. Why?
So with Classy Boss Ladies, that's a passion project for me. It's something that I feel deeply about. So it's not even a business. At the moment, it's just a platform. So with Classy Boss Ladies, I think it came from the understanding of how much power there is in women supporting other women, or women helping other women. And just to go deep a little bit, if you, as women, there are things that we go through that sometimes we do not share openly all the time.
Absolutely.
And because we do not talk about them, sometimes we feel isolated. We feel like it's only happening to me.
Yes,
you know, that type of thing.
Not realizing it's happening to everybody.
To a lot of us. And I feel there is a specific set of challenges that affects women more than it affects men.
Okay.
So that applies in your personal space, and you know, you're a professional maybe in the workspace, or you're trying to build a business. So there is a specific set of challenges that we face, and the moment you start talking to someone and they're like, you know, this happened to me, and they're like, you know what, I've been through that, you realize you're not the only one. Like we're all going through the same things, but a lot of times we go through them quietly without sharing. But the moment you start speaking and you kind of identify your girls and you have conversations with them, you feel a lot better about whatever challenge it is after talking about it. But also, so like I said, it also applies in business.
Right.
Or in the professional space, in the workspace. The moment you share with your colleagues and they tell you, or maybe you identify some other women who inspire you, they've been through that. So you don't have to go through all of that again. You can just learn from other people's mistakes. And I love the saying that says, when women support other women, magic happens. I really believe that.
It does.
So that's why I started Classic Boss Ladies, just to build a platform where women can come together and talk about different things, or maybe just share different things. And I've built pages on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. I think Facebook is about close to 55K ladies.
Okay.
Yes. So it's, most of the content is just motivational and inspiring, and I guess when I look at it, maybe some of those things are things that I wished I could have heard way back when I was going through my own stuff.
Yes.
So not to say I'm not going through stuff now, but when you hear, you know, that motivation, the inspiration. So sometimes I also share stories of women who are doing different things in different sectors in the world. So someone can read that and know that it's possible for them as well. That you can come from this background and still be this person. Exactly. So it's more about inspiring.
So tell us what the platform looks like. Do you have events, or do you just have the social media platform where people share their stories? How does it work?
That question makes me feel really guilty. And guilty because so at the moment, so they are the social media platforms, there's content there, but also we've done events. We've actually gotten together and done a few events. The reason I feel guilty is I want to do more, but you know, sometimes work gets in the way. But hopefully I can start committing more time to it and actually doing more meetups. But we've done a few events where we come together, you have a few ladies speaking, they share their stories, you know, they're raw, authentic, like a real story.
Definitely.
And then, you know, inspire someone who's in the audience, and after that we just network and talk.
Because, I mean, with women, we are very dynamic, right? There's a lot of facets to us compared to men, essentially, right? So I would think that kind of space would be beneficial to know that you can have a career, have children, have a household, you know, be a mother, daughter, sister, all these different things that you need to do, but still be a classy boss lady.
That's true. You can show up as all those different people, and you know, you obviously it's an issue of balancing all the time,
right?
Of course,
and having a good support system.
Exactly, which is where the goals come in.
Right. So, looking at marketing and design in South Africa right now, what opportunities excite you the most, and where do you think local businesses are still missing the mark?
I think if someone has heard me talk before, they're probably getting tired of this word, storytelling.
Yes.
Storytelling.
You want to hear the stories.
Yeah, I think, you know, a lot of, not even most of the time, we think of yourself as a buyer. We buy from an emotional space.
Okay.
And that's the same applies when you are speaking to your customers, whether it's on social media or wherever. People want to connect with something. So of course you are selling this, but what else? You know, that type of thing. So when you're able to tell your story authentically, people find it easier to connect with you because now there's a story attached. So the question you asked about opportunities, I think there's still lots of opportunities for businesses and brands to tell their stories. And you also asked where are local businesses missing the mark. I'll go back to that storytelling. We need more. I'll give you an example. They are, and this is a comparison I was making with a certain brand I'm working with. We create content, right?
Right.
Sometimes you will create this very nice video, polished, it looks great, the product, the brand, everything shines through. And then you post it on TikTok and you're like, and then you post, and then people view, but it's not the same. It's not the engagement you're expecting. And then you post something random that happened maybe during the day, or something funny that happened in the office, and everyone is there. That's because they're connecting to the individuals in that particular story. So I think when it comes to local businesses, we need to maximize on storytelling. Marketing shouldn't sound too salesy. It shouldn't be too transactional. Hi, Lunathi, I'm selling shoes. They are 20 rands, that type of thing. I should be able to tell you, you know what? You know where I got these shoes? I had to walk all the way to, and then I took a taxi, and then I went to this place. I spoke to this. You see, now there's a connection. So it becomes different. They're not just buying the shoes. They're buying the shoes and the story behind the shoes.
So they're going to tell the story to somebody else.
Exactly. And if they laughed whilst you're telling the story, even better because emotion engaged.
And you might have a return customer after that.
That's true. And like you say, they're going to tell their friends, do you know where I got these shoes? And you know what she had to do to get this shoes? So it goes on and on. So I think there's a lot of power in storytelling. We are not telling enough stories. We are not telling enough stories.
So hopefully we will do that.
Yes. And as I'm saying it, I'm also thinking of my own brand. I'm like, Sissy, you need to tell more stories.
Absolutely. All right, Charity. So this is called rapid fire round, right? Just going to ask random questions, and you need to think fast. Okay. Are you ready?
1, 2, 3. Let's go.
All right. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Coffee. A business tool you can't live without?
Definitely Canva. I do not want to.
What's the last thing you Googled?
My mind just went blank. Now I'm trying to think, what did I Google? What's the last thing? I can't remember. Can I check?
Okay. One word that describes you.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, now I get what you meant by rapid fire questions. The questions are fire. One word that describes me. I'm gonna go with creative because that's an easy one.
Right. And what time do you wake up?
I don't have a fixed time every day. My alarm says 5:30. Most days I make it just before it rings. And then some days I snooze every, 8 minutes until I can't snooze anymore.
All right, so now this is Entrepreneur Edition, Would You Rather? Okay, so would you rather have unlimited marketing budget or unlimited time?
Unlimited marketing budgets.
Why?
Because then I can always get more hands on deck, more tools on deck, and then get stuff done.
Would you rather lose all your emails or all your contacts in your phone?
I'd rather lose the emails because if I still have the contacts, then I can just contact the people again.
Would you rather have a viral video or a best-selling book?
Viral video, best-selling book. If the viral video has a call to action for people to buy my book, then I'm having the viral video.
But which one? Which one do you prefer?
Okay, best-selling book because people can read it.
Okay. Would you rather work alone for a year or always work in a team of 20?
In a team of 20, I'm part of the team.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna go with work in a team of 20 so that I sound like I can work with others very well, which I can.
All right, and would you rather a brand loved but never profitable or profitable but controversial?
Controversial.
Why?
But profitable. Because is it my brand or someone else's brand?
Your brand.
Okay, would I rather be Sorry,
loved
please say it again.
but never profitable, or profitable but controversial?
Give me controversy, girl.
All
Give me controversial profits.
And would you rather a year traveling to grow the business or staying home to scale?
Traveling. I'll pick traveling.
Yeah, make more business. Okay, so this is the last one. What's in your business bag? Are you ready?
Which
Alright.
one? I have lots of them. Which one?
Your business bag, the one you carry to work.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So what's in your bag?
Laptop, iPad, phone, and everything else doesn't matter. Maybe a lipstick and face powder for touch-ups here and there.
So it's like
and
a handbag
chargers.
with your.
Yeah, it's my laptop bag, but with I carry those things in my handbag. If you see me with my handbag, it's all work stuff.
Do you have any good luck charms?
My son. I think my son is a good luck charm.
Okay.
I think if he's 10, his
Right.
name is Kendrick. If you ask him, he probably knows most of my clients. Sometimes when I talk about something, oh, you mean that one? I think he's my good luck charm.
And what's a gadget you can't live without?
My laptop.
If this thing were to,
I'll keep my
working-
laptop because I can email people. I have WhatsApp web on my laptop, so I can call people as well, and I can Zoom.
It kicks you out after like 10 days.
Does it?
Yeah, I've experienced it.
Then I'll go to Zoom and Microsoft Teams.
Alright. And what keeps you organized?
My planner. I have a planner. I wish I had it right here. I was
Yeah.
actually showing it to people today at my BNI meeting. My planner keeps me organized because I wake up every morning. Like before I start my day, I usually fill in what I'm doing, the most important task, the second and third most important, the rest of the stuff I need to do. And between 6 a.m. and 9 p.m. I can fill out, and my day is usually like because I work with different brands. I
Right.
need to stick to a schedule, otherwise things will just fall
fall
through the cracks.
apart.
Yeah.
And what's the one thing you can't leave home without?
Phone.
Your phone. Your phone's your life.
Yeah, my
Your
phone.
phone's your life.
I was about to say laptop, then I realized there's some places where you can't carry a laptop at phone.
All right. So, just to wrap up, in 5 years, where do you see your business going?
I see it as a leading marketing and design agency with lots of capacity. I'll have built capacity and brought a lot of talented people on board so that we can bring even more value, give even more value to our clients. And it will be like almost a one-stop shop for your marketing and design needs. So come in for the logo and then stay for the website and the social media management and the events, and yes, so that's where I see myself.
That is awesome. Thank you so much. And where can people find you?
So our offices are in Newton Park, at Newton Business Center, which is corner Cape Road and 3rd Avenue. And we also have a website. We are available on social media. It's Cheny Media. And if you're looking for me, it's Charity Mbofana everywhere. So everywhere you go, it's Charity Mbofana and Cheny Media. You will find us on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok.
Everywhere. I mean, it makes sense. Thank you so much for joining us today. It was such a pleasure just getting to know you and the person behind the brand. And I'm sure our listeners they got a lot of insight as well, and maybe they want to start their own, creative agency, and maybe you've given them motivation as well.
I hope so. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate this. And I have to say, talking to you was really easy. So well done. This was a great conversation, and I hope I've inspired someone. And if people have any questions about the marketing and design space, I'm happy to get DMs and answer some of them.
That is amazing. Well, there you have it. That is Charity Mbofana from Cheny Media, telling us all things branding, storytelling, and she emphasizes on the storytelling. But do catch the next episode coming in the next 2 weeks. And we hope that you subscribe, comment, and tell us who you would like to see on our channel as well. Thank you so much for joining us. That is Lunathi signing out.